Get some pickled jalapenos without yellow 400 in it. Like, seriously. Like, I don't care if they're brown. Like, as long as they're edible. Is using a toaster old fashioned? That's kind of fair. I don't know if that happens to me, but if I think about hot sauce, that starts kind of happening to me. If I think about cotton candy dipped Dairy Queen cones, that happens to me. Everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Nothing here is meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. I'm just sharing my own opinions, not facts, all publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Rally with Sal. What's up, y'all? This is Not Your Average Reaction. I'm just a guy who likes to react to health and fitness stuff. I do have a bachelor's degree in physical education, so I'm trained to be a PE teacher. And I was a certified personal trainer for about 4 years. Today, I want to check out SAL, Rally Behind SAL, and he's going to teach us how to make some Wendy's at home for less calories. Love to see it. Without further ado, give it to you, Mr. SAL.
What's the most amount of times you've ordered DoorDash in a single day?
I think he recently got his hair done. Looks very sharp, very nice.
For me, my record's, I think, 5. Right? I would order DoorDash every day, multiple times a day, at the height of my weight.
I don't think I ever had a really big DoorDash problem as far as like ordering it multiple times a day or anything, but I did have a very toxic relationship with it in the sense that like I didn't want to use it, but then I would be like having a moment of weakness and being like super lazy, and I would download the app and then order DoorDash and then delete the app right after. And it's just like, I would do that. It's just like the downloading and deleting. But I don't use DoorDash anymore. I just try to either eat with at home or go get it myself. Usually just go to Kroger and I'll figure it out.
And I would go to Wendy's quite often, right? I would go to Wendy's probably at least once a week. If I was driving, it was guaranteed I would stop by there 4 times a week without fail. And I started off getting the junior bacon cheeseburger and a double stack, and then I graduated to a Baconator, right?
Oh my, yeah. Every time I go on vacation, I usually get like a Baconator if there's a Wendy's at the airport.
Baconator, 1 Baconator, 2 junior bacons, 2 double stacks. And I miss them, right? I miss them dearly, but also that they're really high in calories, not the best for you. And so I wanted to recreate them. I wanted to see if I can make them lower calorie. And I'm going to make this a whole series about my old DoorDash orders. I've been to a ton of restaurants, right? And there's a lot of places to remake and make healthy again. So this is the first one that felt appropriate. And so I'm going to make the Wendy's Baconator, Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, and the double stack. I have my computer up here just so I have a calorie counts for the Baconator and those things. But the Baconator is 960 calories.
Yeah, it's
right,
so many calories. But to be fair, I think a double patty with bacon at Five Guys is upwards of like 1,000 calories. So maybe 1,200.
The beef is like really high in fat, super fatty. So one replacement for that, instead of getting the really fatty beef, I got the 96.4 ground beef in my mixing bowl. And I'm going to season it. I'm going to season it really well. The Baconator is quite simple, and so the rest of the things, there's not a lot to them. So that's the ground beef. I'm going to make roughly 6 burgers, I think. So I'm going to do 2 of these. And I'll kind of walk you through what I'm thinking about doing here. So, and just so you know, this is 140 calories, 24 grams of protein per serving. A serving is 4 ounces, right? So how I'm going to do this is kind of utilize the ounce ratio. So I'm going to try to do 2 ounce patties for the Baconators and the junior bacons. And then that'll give me 24 grams of protein plus extra stuff, right? Now we have our ground beef, which is phenomenal, but ground beef needs to be seasoned. And typically I might do like a mix. I'm gonna do 1 mix, but I'm gonna really want to control my own seasoning of this in this recipe. So pepper, right? And again, you want to season with a heavy hand a little bit. Some minced onion.
You know, it's really hard to kind of add commentary to this type of video just because, you know, he's demonstrating something and that's not something I'm particularly any type of expert in. So we'll see how this video goes.
A little bit of coarse sea salt.
Okay. Does the coarse matter?
Right, so far we look like this. Okay. Now, bear with me, this is kind of an oddball. A little bit of ground mustard. Now that mustard is going to give it a nice little tang. Now not too much, it's really heavy, but it will help bring that patty together. A little paprika. Right, that's going to give a nice smoky flavor. And then some...
Is it regular paprika or is it smoked paprika? I do like to use a smoked paprika.
oregano leaf. Again, this is going to give a small little floral note, or the umami note as well. And then, now, I wanted to kind of... This is Dano's Chipotle seasoning. Here's why I'm using it, though. Because it has chipotle pepper, garlic, and some dried lemon peel. I think that is going to give a nice flavor to this burger. Cool. So now that we have our burger seasoned, right? I need to mix up this mixture and then cut out 2-ounce patties. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just... This works with parchment paper as well. Probably a little bit better with parchment paper. So I'm just going to cut this up into little patty dividers because we want to make sure we get our accurate weight. So I'm going to weigh them on the scale as well. All right, so that's 4. I need to do 8.
So is he weighing out each individual like piece of aluminum foil? Because you can usually like put a bowl or anything on the scale and then you just like zero it out and then you can add stuff to it. Like you don't usually have to also weigh, you know, your container, but maybe he's thinking ahead.
Perfect. Cool. So that's 8 dividers, which should account for the 2-ounce pack. So let's mix up this mixture now. This idea came to me recently because I grew up in a way that burgers needed fat. Burgers, I mean, I was a Gordon Ramsay subscriber when it came to the burger method, right? We ground lamb, sausage meat, and then ground beef with probably 80-20, if not 85-15 ground beef, just to get the good patty. But a few weeks ago, the boys and I had a cookout, and we made 96.4 ground beef patties on the grill. And no one complained. And we had about 50 people there, all having burgers and stuff, and no one said, "Oh, these aren't dry or these aren't moist."
Yeah, that if it's seasoned good enough, I don't think most people complain. I can't tell the difference between like the high or the low fat. I think I can really tell the taste of lamb. I don't know why it has a very distinct taste to me. Not necessarily in a good way, but like further to your point, if you make things like smaller, like if you make it into like a slider, it'll be harder to notice, in my opinion, when it's like a smaller, like bite size.
Whatever. And no one knew there were 96.4 ground beef patties. So it gave me the idea, well, maybe I can make a Baconator healthier using this ground beef, right? And being seasoned well. So that mixture here is seasoned up. Looks nice. I need to cut out 2-ounce patties. Now, in order to do that, using our handy dandy scale, right? I'm gonna cool. One try. So I use a scale.
It may not matter a whole lot, but the seasonings probably add a little bit of weight and bulk to the meat. So maybe technically you should weigh this out prior to putting the seasoning on it, because you might be able to like have more meat possibly. Maybe that's not good advice, honestly. Maybe it's better to just leave it this way, because then you're more likely to eat less. So it's like you do it this way, you'll eat less. But if you do it my way, you'll get to have a little bit more. So it's just however you really want to look at it.
Cool, perfect. So that's a 2-ounce patty, right? And that will give me, this will be the base for all of our burgers. So I'm gonna do this 8 times, and then we'll get over to the stove and cook them up. I mean, look how important a scale is, because I think that I'm a pretty good measure of ingredients just by eye, but I'm constantly getting 2.4, 2.2 when grabbing this.
It's hard to eyeball different substances just because you really don't know how much water they're holding and all sorts of different factors. I have a food scale. I use it when I need to.
Now, when you're mixing up these ones, right, you have to really get them together. Like really, not a lot of fat to hold it together. So you got to really just work it a little bit and get it nice and mixed up. That way it holds its shape when you put it in the pan. So obviously a Baconator requires bacon. And I talked about center cut bacon as being the best bacon for lower calories. 2 pieces of bacon is 50 calories if you pan sear it. And I'm not going to use oil for the burgers. And so what I'm going to do is just going to pan sear these 2 bacon pieces.
I'm just talking out of my you-know-what, but I don't like the way turkey bacon tastes. So I'm like kind of with him, but I'm also like, I think bacon is genuinely like a carcinogen according to like the FDA or the CDC. Look it up. Don't quote me. But regardless, I wonder if there's a way to make the turkey a little bit better, right? Like, could you like fry the turkey in real bacon grease and it would like kind of save you the calories? Let me know. I've never tried anything like that.
And let that oil from that go into the burgers. So here we go. I don't know about y'all, but I like crispy bacon. So let these things get nice and crispy and then add in our burger.
I like never let oil or like ingredients heat up with the pan because I have like a mental disability or something. And so every time I cook stuff like this, it's just like splashing oil everywhere and I'm like fighting for my life not to get burned.
So now this bacon's pretty crispy. I'm gonna put it on a pan just to cool off. The reason we use center cut bacon, lower fat. So like this pan has some oil, which I'm gonna wipe down. I just want like a small coating of the oil. I don't want all of it, but it has some bacon fat, but there's not that much fat when it comes to center cut bacon comparatively to normal bacon, if you will. Let's get our burgers on here.
You know, this might inspire me to kind of make my own burgers. I usually just buy pre-made patties, but seems pretty simple. I am kind of worried that I don't know how to season it properly. I'm like white, so all I know is Montreal steak seasoning or whatever, you know.
These burgers go fast, so we want to get them smashed a little bit. All right, just get them smashed down, and then we're gonna flip them because they cook pretty fast. Again, there's not a lot of fat forgiveness-wise, so you gotta really watch them and just be with them. So we're gonna get them smashed down a little bit, and see how they're staying together too. Again, that's because we worked the mixture. And I would say maybe 2 minutes and they'll be done. Again, that was maybe in total 5 minutes of cook time. 5 minutes.
Nice.
And those ones are already done, ready to go. These ones, the pan was a bit cooler, so they just need a little bit more time. But yeah, we're doing the thing. Those ones are good to go, right? I'm gonna recook some more bacon. I'm gonna add in the other pieces of bacon that I have left to cook. Again, just trying.
It's so my family seasons stuff how a very stereotypical white person would season it. It's rough out here, y'all. It really is.
That bottom of the pan slightly oiled up with this center cut bacon. So this bacon is now done. Gonna get it into a pan, onto that paper plate to just drain. And
I just love to fidget. I want one of those like fidget rings that you can like spin. I feel like I would just like do that forever.
Dry off. I'm gonna wipe off those two pans again. Okay, just a paper towel. Do just fine. Back in the day, we might save this, right? Some of y'all might remember that. Your grandma would save the hot grease. First of all, there's not enough hot grease to save when it comes to center cut bacon. And second of all, just don't need that.
I think some people just like pour it in a jar because like you're not supposed to like pour it down the sink or something. I know a couple of my friends do that, but we usually just like soak it up on a paper towel and throw it away like he kind of just did. I wonder if you could like pour it into a compost or something.
So, everyone loves a toasted bun. You could
I love a toasted bun.
do it in the air fryer or on the stove, but I'm kind of old-fashioned. Just set my my gauge here to about 1.5. Push my bun down a little bit.
Is using a toaster old-fashioned?
And should be good to go. Now these are keto buns, and they toast pretty well. But yeah.
To get stuff out, I like smack it and try to like catch it. It usually gets a good kick out of some people. See, that's why I do it, because it hurts.
Just finished up the ground beef and the bacon. I toasted off just a few buns. I have some also non-toasted buns. The bread I'm going to use for this recipe is this Live Carb Smart bread. It's for one bun is 50 calories and 6 grams of protein. So I'm going to use all these buns. Again, I'm going to make all these burgers into sandwiches because I have an idea, right? I made the burgers. I created the recipe, and I think they're good, but, coming from my mouth doesn't mean very much. I'm headed down to hang out with some friends at a bachelor party. I'm going to have them try the burgers too. They've all been to Wendy's. They all kind of like the same thing, and see what they think as well, right? That way you just don't have my opinion, but you have their opinion too.
I think that'd be a good idea for a video for me, is to maybe recreate his Wendy's stuff.
So I'm going to wrap all these up. We're going to assemble real fast. 50 calories for the bun, right? The mayo, this is light mayonnaise from Aldi. 15 grams is 35 calories. So I'm going to measure that out. We just want a light layering of this light mayonnaise. Don't want to miss too much. Cool.
It's definitely hard to measure that depending on like the sensitivity of your scale. But yeah, you could put the bread on it and then just like put a dollop on it. Well, obviously you have to zero it out once you put the bread on. Dollop on it until it reads what you want, and then you can just spread that around both buns later.
Now, the bacon, 50 calories for 2 slices. Remember that center cut bacon. So we have these nice 2 big slices of bacon. 50 calories here. The burgers, right? 140 calories for 2 patties. Again, they're 2-ounce patties. So what I'm going to do actually is that bacon is so big, I'm going to put bacon, burger, bacon, burger. So now we have some fat-free cheese, right? These are 30 calories per. I'm going to have 2 of them. We go 1 on the bottom right here, so then here, and then 1 on top. And then lastly, a little bit of ketchup to that top bun as well. Now, this ketchup, honestly, you could save a couple calories if you buy the low sugar ketchup. I just happen to use what was in the fridge. So I'm going to measure that one out. That's 7 grams right there, which is good enough.
He's doing it the opposite way that I would do it. But that's kind of how my brain seems to be working, is I tend to do it a completely different way than most people for some reason.
Enough for the top patty.
I'm slow.
You don't need a full serving size. So that's 10 calories in that ketchup. And the bottom patty. Ooh, cool.
Smash that hoe.
And so now this patty right here, this burger, let's do some maths. 50 calories for the bun. 50 calories for both pieces of bacon. So 50 plus 50, 100. 140 calories for the burger slices, or the 2 patties. That's 240 calories so far. The cheese is 60 calories. That's 300 calories. The mayo is 35 calories. That's 335 calories. And the ketchup is 10 calories. That's 345 calories in this burger. Mind you, a Baconator from Wendy's, 900.
Yeah, it was like $1,000. Isn't that crazy? They just loaded up with so much fat and sugar because they want it to taste amazing.
160 calories.
Companies could do better. Like, I think I've said this before. Like, the ice cream that we eat could have a lot less sugar and could have a lot more like types of artificial sugars. They could add whey protein, and I don't think it would affect the quality of it that much. And we just don't really see stuff like that available at every grocery.
I think it tastes great.
And like, why seemingly is like the food that has artificial dyes in it that are completely unnecessary for taste, right? It's to make us think that it it looks better, so it'll possibly taste better, right? But that is an additional ingredient that you have to buy and have manufactured into the product during its creation. And why is those products seemingly cheaper than the ones that don't include that kind of stuff? Is what it seems like. It really does frustrate me. Like, can I get some pickled jalapenos without yellow 400 in it? Like, seriously. Like, I don't care if they're brown. Like, as long as they're edible.
I'm gonna have my friends try it though. So you saw the Baconator. The other sandwich I used to get was a junior bacon cheeseburger. Love a junior bacon. Other bun. So we have a bun here, again, 50 calories. On a junior bacon, the beef is only one patty, so it's 70 calories right there. The mayo is still a serving of mayo. 15 grams.
So yeah, I would put the bun on the scale, zero out the scale, and then add it to measure it. And then if you add ketchup on top of that, then you can just zero out the scale again and then add your ketchup again. But it may depend on the sensitivity of your scale and whatnot. I think.
Mayonnaise?
I don't know.
Spread this out here. And then I'm going to put some on the bottom bun as well. Cool. What else?
I just got a Wingstop ad before this. Honestly, should be able to sue YouTube or something. That's ridiculous.
We have on this patty. Bacon, right? On a junior bacon cheeseburger, only one piece of bacon comes in those ones. So a piece of bacon, one slice of cheese, and this is fat-free cheese, 30 calories for the slice, right there.
Okay, is it cheese or is it a dairy product? Because I think like those slices aren't technically cheese.
And then ketchup.
It's good though.
8 grams.
I don't know why I am the way that I am. I'm so sorry.
That's a little over. That's 9 grams. It's okay. Just cut us a slice. Cool. So that's tomato.
I don't really love the outer parts of the tomato. I really enjoy closer to the center. I'm growing some tomatoes right now. Maybe I'll do a little garden update after this video or something.
So also, I cut up a red onion as well, and just put a couple onion pieces on my junior bacon. So some onion slices, and that should be good to go. Perfect, and that's a junior bacon. So lastly was a double stack. Now I had to have all three, right? The junior bacon, the double stack, and the Baconator. And usually I had 2 junior bacons and 2 double stacks. For the double stack, I'm going to the mayo again. Again, 15 grams. Well, let's tear first. We don't want to be the measure.
I like how, even though he's already measured it out a few times, he's still going to do it because he wants to make sure.
And then I also did the ketchup as well too. Again, 8 grams of ketchup. Now a double stack typically comes with ketchup and mustard. However, mine always had to have mayo too. And that's 8 grams of ketchup as well. So some mustard, it's 0 calories. So I'm just gonna put some mustard on there as well. Don't want a lot, but that's good enough. Cool, let's go ahead and mix that in too. Now the double stack had 2 beef patties. So we're gonna go beef and then cheese. Again, 30 calories for the cheese. and then patty, and then also some onions, and some pickles. And that is the double stack, how I used to order it, right? Mustard, mayo, ketchup, onions, pickles, cheese, 2 patties. Let's head over to Wendy's, pick up the 3 burgers. I used to come here like clockwork. Not this one. This one is nowhere close to my house. But to the different other Wendy's, like clockwork. I know what time they closed. I'm pretty sure the staff knew me by name at one point. At least knew my.
The 5 guys near my house, staff knew me by name. And I don't know why. Like, I think I mentioned this. I go through phases where I just really enjoy certain foods, and I'll eat them for months at a time. And then it gets to a point where I'm just like, can't do it anymore. And I had Five Guys burgers for probably like upwards of 8 months. And then the day that one of the employees asked me to like do a review for them, I did it. But after that day, I like haven't got it since. And I'm pondering why after right after the situation where I did the review for them, that I suddenly had no taste for it. I think it was just coincidence,
Order by heart. But so
I did eventually start getting it without the bun because I had like a lower calorie bun at the house, and by the time I got to the house anyway, the bun was like soaking, so I just kind of like built it at home.
I think after I buy this, I'm going to maybe run to the gym real fast and let Trey. I made a special burger for Trey to try without cheese. A Baconator without cheese is the one that he normally eats. I have it in my bag for him to try, so I'm gonna maybe take that to him. And then we're going. The bachelor party is about an hour-ish away, in the middle of the woods. Things I do for my friends. To tell you how conditioned I was at Wendy's, I'm in line and can already feel the saliva filling through my mouth, right? That's how much I'd been here. That's how much my body just accustomed to being in this line and ordering from Wendy's. All right, we're up.
That's kind of fair. I don't know if that happens to me, but if I think about hot sauce, that starts kind of happening to me. If I think about cotton candy dipped Dairy Queen cones, that happens to me. I don't know if any other place really does it for me like that. There's like no fast food place right now that I'm eating regularly. I'm eating like at home 99% of the time. I did have Sonic the other week, a couple days ago. Just really didn't want to cook dinner. You know what I mean?
Hi, can I do a Baconator?
Baconator?
Yep.
Single double or triple?
A double, just the sandwich.
A Baconator sandwich?
Yep. And can I also do a junior bacon? No, yep, a junior bacon, and then 1 double stack with add mayo to that as well.
Okay.
And then can I also do a large diet vanilla ginger ale?
Large diet, vanilla ginger ale?
Yep.
Anything else?
That's it.
Never heard of a diet vanilla ginger ale.
Alright, those are 16
Thank you. $16.30 seems a bit cheaper, but then I remembered I used to also get 2 junior bacons, 2 double stacks, and a Baconator. Or if I didn't get that specific order, I would do 3 double stacks, 3 junior bacons, and a large diet vanilla ginger ale. That was like the Wendy's has been secured. So let's
Thumbnail has been secured.
wrap it up.
I do want to point out that Sal and Sal, whatever it is, have the same black ice air freshener.
It's gonna go on the back seat,
Smells so good.
and we'll see you all in the countryside.
Am I being honest?
Be honest, though.
Come on, he trying to have me shit all night. This mayo,
Yeah. White man.
I'm eating it just cause he. Yeah, let's see.
Does he have like celiac disease or something? I don't even know hardly what that means, but maybe it's you can't eat gluten or something.
It's good, but that mayo gonna have me shit. I give it a 7.5 out of 10, man.
That's a damn chicken sandwich. They fucked it up.
That's a damn chicken sandwich.
No way. So we went to Wendy's,
Sandwich up in there, man.
That's so fucked up. Honestly, I'd be so mad.
and
Hey, that's a chicken sandwich too.
Cause like I'm just never the type of person to like sit there and like check the food just because I'm just ready to get out of there and I want to trust people, but you probably should be that type of person.
Are they all?
This one says chicken. I ain't even gonna open it.
so we went to Wendy's. Should check. My bad. They gave us chicken sandwiches. No baconators. No double stacks. No junior bacons.
I've had enough junior bakes in my life. I'll know if that's the right thing.
All right. So we should be. Got a bunch of guys here testing out junior bacons. Baconators.
Let's see.
Let me see.
What do we got?
You got a baconator. You have a double stack.
Oh, this looks
Oh,
That's that bacon.
You have a junior bacon. No, you have a baconator. Or maybe you have a junior. Maybe you have a junior bacon. You have a double stack.
This is looking junior bacon. Great.
Oh really?
It's got the topping going.
Okay, junior bacon. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Tomato junior bacon. Baconator.
This is like from a Five Guys quality of the meat. The taste.
okay.
Everyone.
Solid.
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 Cool.
Yeah, this is good.
So just so you know, that is about 256 calories. 250. Yours is about 250, 240. The baconators are both closer to 3.
It's so funny because like this is kind of like how I talk to some people on a daily basis, just because I care about things like that, and sometimes I assume that other people do, but like 99% of the time, no one gives a shit. Like so I'm introducing like my creamy right to a new person, which is the protein ice cream, and I'll be like, yeah, it has like 35 grams of protein, only like 150 to 200 calories. You don't have to feel bad about eating it. And they're like, I wouldn't feel bad about eating it anyway. I'm like, oh.
50. So like a baconator is 960 calories from Wendy's, and we cut it down by almost a third. And those ones, the junior bacon is about I think 400, and double stack's close to 400 as well. So we're able to cut like 100 calories off these burgers.
What's that?
Nice.
So that's 96.4 ground beef, center cut bacon, and then light mayonnaise, half a serving of ketchup, and then keto buns.
Pretty good.
All right. Thanks, guys. Let's go to the woods.
What a bunch of cuties.
No reception. If you want to hear from me, you know what I mean. Cheers.
That was so cute. I'll have to give it a shot. I'm sure it tasted really good. It was seasoned super well.
might actually be ready.